What's up, YouTube? My name is RJ. I am with Harbuck Media. The topic for today, how much time should I devote to creating content? Before we get into the video though, first, drop us a like if you would and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to drop them down in the comment section. We will do our best to answer them as quickly as possible. All right, let's get started.
Oh, fire and water meet, going down deep. Sing, oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath. Down to the river.
How much time should I devote to creating content? I really want to break this down into 3 different sections. We're going to talk about coming up with the topics, repurposing your content, and then really some ballpark estimates for how long it takes to actually film different amounts of videos. So first of all, let's talk about coming up with topics. Now, we've talked about this at length before. Where do we come up with topics? How do we come up with topics for videos? What topics should you use to make your videos? So if you're interested in learning more about the process of coming up with topics, then I would encourage you to go check out those videos that we've made already. The video today is more discussing the amount of time that it takes to come up with those topics. Now, obviously that's going to depend a little bit upon your methodology. If you're pouring through old blogs and scripts that you have from old content that you've made to come up with new content, or your frequently asked questions page, that kind of stuff, then it's going to take some time to scour through your website and go through that content. If you're coming up with the ideas on your own, it really, again, just depends on the person. Are you pretty quick-witted and can come with new ideas, casting vision, that kind of stuff right off the top of your head? Or are you a little bit more meticulous, and does it take you a little bit more time to sit down and process and think through things? For me, I came up with 25 topics in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, but I set that time aside. I went and I sat down with a cup of coffee in a quiet room, cleared my head, made sure there was nothing else on my plate, and sat down and just went through what are questions that I would ask, what are questions that I would want to have answered, and I came up with 25 different video topic ideas. Next, let's kind of take a sidebar and talk about repurposing your content. Now, this is important because if we're going to talk about how long you should devote to creating content, in other words, how long does it actually take to record a video, then we need to talk about repurposing that content. Because if we're talking about you film a video and that's just one video and you want to create, let's say, 30 videos in a month, well, then it's going to take a really long time to make a video, one video at a time. But if you're repurposing your content, let's use the example that I use all the time, which is to take a longer form video, a 5 to 15 minute long video, and then cut that into 3 to 5 shorter 60-second clips that you can post on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. Then these videos are now repurposed from that one video that you filmed. You filmed one time, 15, 20 minutes to take the 5-minute video, and then you use that 5 minutes and cut that into multiple other videos that could be repurposed. You can then take those and you can turn those into graphic images. You can use little one-liners from those videos and turn those into additional posts, not video posts, but graphical posts. You can create carousels from those longer videos. And then you can even create blog posts from all these video content. Depending on what kind of videos you're making, you could either create one from the big video, or you could even chop those subsections, those clips up into individual blog posts. So there's really a lot of opportunity to take one video and create multiple different avenues of content from that one video. And that's important when considering how much time it's going to take to create all of this content. All right, so lastly, we're going to talk about some rough estimates of how long does it actually take to record a video. Now, this is going to depend very heavily upon the person who's standing in front of the camera. If you don't have a lot of experience, if this is your first time filming, it's going to take you way longer than a person who's been doing it for years. So we do need to keep that in mind, but I do have some numbers that should help you kind of plan in advance. And then as you get started, you can make adjustments in your schedule. My goal today isn't to help you figure out how long you should set aside, but more so look at your schedule and figure out how much content can I actually create? Because remember, we talked about repurposing content. And so if you really only have time for 30 minutes to an hour out of the whole month to sit down and create a video, then we need to make sure that we repurpose as much of that content as possible, because you're not really going to get a ton of content out of that 30-minute to 1 hour long block of time. So we want to make the most out of what we have. All right, so let's set some ground rules for this conversation, because we need to understand what we're talking about here. For the purpose of these examples, we're going to talk about creating videos like this one. So a 5 to 10 minute long video, and then repurposing content from that, pulling anywhere from 3 to 5 clips, whether you want to call that YouTube shorts or Instagram reels or even just clips, about 60-second sound bites from that video. So a video ranging 5 to 10 minutes plus anywhere from 3 to 5 clips or sound bites from that video. That is what we're using as the metric. So understand, when I say 5 or 6 videos, that's one video plus a couple of clips pulled from that video. All right, so let's start with a 30 to 60 minute filming session. Well, at 30 minutes, you're really only going to be able to film one long form video. At 60 minutes, you might be able to get in 2. So if we say 60 minutes and we film 2 long form videos in that amount of time, you've got the 2 long form videos and then 3 to 5 clips pulled from each video. So we're talking about 10 to 12 videos in total. So you're looking at 1 long form video every other week and about 2 reels, 2 shorts, whatever you want to call it, those 2 60-second clips per week as well. So you're getting 2 to 3 videos per week in about a 60-minute session. Now, what about if we set aside 4 hours? If we set aside half a day to film videos, what can we expect to get out of that? Well, with that much time, you could definitely get 4 full-length videos out and be really good videos at that. You might even be able to get a couple more if you're really proficient. But for the sake of this video, let's say that you get 4 full-length videos out. What does that mean? That means that you're getting 1 full-length video posted to YouTube every single week, and then you've got anywhere from 3 to 5 clips pulled from that episode to post every single week as well. Now, let's say you had an entire day to set aside, an entire day, 8 hours to set aside dedicated to filming your video content. Well, in that case, you'd probably have the time to get 2 long form videos posted a week, and you would have at least 1 clip to post every day. So we could expect to post Sunday to Sunday, a clip every single day, and 2 videos per week, that long form content on your YouTube. Now, maybe that's too much. Maybe you're not really looking to do that much content every month. Another way to look at this is that you could probably get about 3 months worth of every other week content out of that 1 day of filming. So if you're thinking, filming once every single month is a little too much for me, then you could film once a quarter. If you could just set aside 1 day once a quarter, you could film enough content to post a video like this at least every other week, plus the reels, the clips, the shorter, shorts, YouTube shorts. You could post those 2 to 3 times every week as well. I hope this helps. Obviously, this isn't a perfect metric. It's going to depend upon the person. If you're really natural in front of a camera, you could probably do even more videos even faster. And if this is your first time filming, it's probably going to take you a little bit longer. But the idea here is that you're going to be able to sit down now and figure out, what do I actually have time for? And then maybe you can gauge how much content you can actually create, because it is kind of a time-consuming process. But remember, we can multi-purpose. We can repurpose this content into graphic images, and blogs, as well as clips. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to drop us a like. If you're not a subscriber already, please become one today and smash that notification bell so that you're notified of all of our upcoming video content. If you have a question or a comment, be sure to drop it down in the comment section below, and we will do our best to respond as quickly as possible. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Oh, fire and water me, going down deep. Sing, oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath. Down to the river.